Hi, good night. Welcome to Conversation with Rickford Burke, of course. This is Rickford in New York. Welcome to you. Text me, let me know where you're watching from. Good night to those of you in the United States of America. It's evening on the West Coast, California, Washington, Seattle, etc. So it's good evening to you guys in Guyana. Good night. Text me, of course, let me know where you're watching me from. Guyana is good night in the Caribbean, good night in Europe, London, etc. Good morning to you in Africa. Good morning to you. I'm already getting your text messages. Everybody share the link. You know my mantra, share the link, because this is the only way we'll get information. You know the press in Guyana is completely controlled by the PPP ethnic sector. So they suppress the information coming out of Guyana. And so we have to use social media, which they're trying to shut us down, to get information out. You know, we have this, all of you, I'm seeing a couple of thousand of you here. Everybody share the link to 20 or 50 or 100 or how many other people, everybody in your contacts, whether it's on Facebook, WhatsApp, email, Twitter, IG, wherever, share the link. Of course, text me, let me know where you're watching from. I see my neighbor watching me. I see my friend in Germany watching me. GT Root Girl, Brooklyn in the house. Good night, everybody. Everybody share the link to everybody. So we have a situation now where the Guyana police force is at it again. You remember last year, when I called for people to resist racism and the fact that the PUP keeps attacking Afro-Guyanese, keeps attacking members of the coalition, and I asked whether or not we have to take our own action to preserve our life, to stop being killed by death squads, to stop being marginalized. They put out a wanted bulletin for me under the so-called Cybercrime Act. This Cybercrime Act. And for the life of me, I don't know why any of these attorneys in Guyana have not yet challenged the Cybercrime Act. Again, it was a bad law passed by the coalition government. We criticized it. We at CGID criticized it when it was passed. We predicted that it would be misused by an undemocratic, autocratic government, which is the PPP. And there are corrupt elements in the Guyana police force. So tonight I'll spare no punches. I will spare no punches. So it will be an interesting show. All right. So share. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night from Los Angeles, California. So they're targeting me again. They think they can intimidate me. Let me say this. There's nobody in the Guyana force that could intimidate me. I don't care what law they use. I don't care what they do. They're not going to intimidate me. I am not like the PNC members in Guyana. I am not like some of those black leaders in Guyana that cower and hide and shake because they want to abuse the law, the justice system, the criminal justice system to silence people. They will have to literally kill me to silence me. I'm not calling for that. And there'll be serious consequences for that. And I know that they're planning it. But we are hearing of a collusion now with the Attorney General to get me. He has this personal vendetta against me. He doesn't like me. But let me be clear now. I don't like him either. And that's not a crime. He hates me. I don't like him either. And I could match anything that he wants to do toe to toe. So buckle up for the ride, Mr. Attorney General. Rock and come in. Everybody share the link and I'll be right back. All right, everybody keep sharing the link. Let's get a couple more thousand people watching. Keep sharing the link. Everybody share the link. Share the link. Get into all of your Guyanese groups and share the link. I challenge you, share this link. All right, so the Guyana Police Force, let me start from yesterday, what they did yesterday. So yesterday, the Guyana Police Force leaked some sort of information. Am I? Okay. I'm getting some instructions there. So the Guyana Police Force leaked information to Live in Guyana, which is a website, I'm told, managed by the Minister of Information, has some connection to the Minister of Local Government. We got the information. I'm not going to put it all out there yet. They leaked this information. And this is what the information, and so the Guyana Police Force leaked the information to a PPP website, a fake news website that scandals people, slanders people, defames people, right? And then Anil Nanlal placed that information on his Facebook page. So I've instructed my attorneys both here and in Guyana to sue him. So we're going to see that coming up very shortly. But Nanlal has been at it. Before the elections campaign was over, he vowed that he will get me extradited so I could come to Guyana. They could deal with me. And then all of his followers and PVP supporters have been saying, yeah, come to Guyana so we could kill you for talking about us. Come to Guyana so we could commuing you. Come to Guyana so that we could waddle you. And on to this day, there's a death threat against me on Orphanality's page. He hasn't removed it. And on the Guyana Police Force website, Facebook page. They haven't removed it. So bear in mind, let me set this up very carefully. The PVP thinks that if you speak out against them and they don't have the reach they have in Guyana to get you, to kill you, then they will do everything to bring you down in the diaspora. And they're going to go to the FBI and the Justice Department and commit transnational repression. Transnational repression is when you have governments, repressive governments, autocratic governments, dictatorships, racist governments, like the PPP, ethnocratic governments going after their nationals in the diaspora, fighting for democracy and human rights back home. Harassment, targeting them with the police, targeting them with scandals, sending people in the diaspora to kill them, sending people in the diaspora to commit espionage, which the PPP is doing. The PPP right now have their intelligence agencies from the Guyana Police Force, Special Branch, to the GDF intelligence unit, to the intelligence unit in Office of the President, or the Director of Intelligence, targeting me. You believe that I'm some big international criminal? We commit terrorism. Why? Because we're speaking out, we're very effective, the world is listening to our message, and we have this platform. They believe them alone must control the media and anything that it says. And anybody who speaks out against them must be killed. So make no mistake, when you hear all of their opponents saying, come to Guyana, they're saying, come, let's kill you. That's what they're saying. When you hear the Attorney General say, oh, come to Guyana, why you don't come to my country? He's saying, come, let me kill you. Let me get you killed. That's what they have in mind. I wonder really who they think I am. Right? They think that I am Waddle or Courtney Kamiwing, who they murdered and got away with it. And the Guyana Police Force helped to cover up. Right? So listen to this, what the Attorney General of the country has on his website. Several attorneys in Guyana contacted me today in shock and disbelief and disgust that the Attorney General of a country can put this nonsense on his Facebook page. Well, he is operating in the gutter. You know why? He went, and I'm meeting with my lawyer tomorrow in New York to follow up on a lawsuit that is current. He went on television and said, I'm a convicted criminal in America, I rape people, this, that, that. An attorney general in his official capacity, so as try to tarnish my reputation and my image and my character, went on national television and on social media, broadcast to the world that I committed rape, I that. I'm not going to repeat them. I have never been charged or convicted of a crime. Well, now the Guyana Police Force will say, okay, no, we got to do something about that. So we continue to tarnish it because the PUP had a meeting and they said, okay, how do we stop this guy, Rickford Burke? And a certain vice president, I understand, said, do these things, put out a wanted bulletin for him, target him, tarnish him, write the government people in New York and tell them that he's a criminal and so on. Post it on every website you can, so when people Google his name, they could find that. They think that I have too much influence and that their cockamamie Boer Nancy's story can diminish my influence in America. Well, you know what? The wanted bulletin has been out for over a year. And yesterday, I received this award. We hold it. People took so many photographs, and it is heavy. This thing is about 20 pounds. It's really heavy. So yesterday I received this award along with the mayor of New York. The two of us there's a third person, I think. We were given this award, me alongside the mayor of New York, for our work. And let me read what it says. For his work against gun violence, advocacy for immigrants' rights, and leadership in the empowerment of Caribbean American communities. We honor him. So the more they attack me, the more awards I'm going to get, the more recognition I'll get. Right? So they saw that I got this award. They were like, no, we got to come up with another strategy. So let us bring out this thing. So yesterday morning, I posted that I got this award with the mayor. And boops, yesterday afternoon, the Attorney General posted this. It says, reporters attempt to extort $90 million from businessmen using fake news page. This is published on a fake PPP page that they're hiding the publishers because they don't want to be sued. And they're talking about other people who they're claiming other pages are fake news page. Tells businessman, this is the headline, Rickford Burke is an administrator of Guyana News Network. How can Guyana News Network be a fake page? It says Guyana News Network. Anyway. And then he put by staff reporter. A report by a businessman led a police investigation, which uncovered, among other things, that 2 media operatives and Rickford Burke are the persons behind the Guyana News Network, GNN, a site that has posted lies and slander targeting opponents of the PNC, PNUFC. So right away, politics, right? They are so not intelligent, not strategic. They can't even try to be objective if they're going to project themselves as being objective news. It says on the 29th of August 2022, a businessman, they didn't call the name, made a police report alleging that the Guyana News Network posted an article on social media, Facebook, with his business photograph stating that he is involved in illegal activities. In a statement to the police, the businessman denied the allegations, stating that it has caused him embarrassment and his reputation was tarnished. Now, if Stabrook News or Kiteshore News had posted an article, I am just saying, had posted an article, the same article about this businessman, would they have said it's a fake page or whatever it is? So we can see how transparent they are. They don't know that we're intelligent people. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm a brilliant black man. Let me declare it. I didn't go to school for nothing. So that's the first observation I made. This businessman claims that a story that was published on a news outlet was fake. So go and tell the businessman, issue a statement denying it. And I send a letter to the news site. No, because somebody said Rickford Burke is involved. So yes, it's a crime. Rickford Burke must be demonstrated to be a criminal. That's the only way we can defeat him. Right? So they're going on. The news. This is what the Attorney General has on his page. The Attorney General. A news item is a crime. Anyway, in his interview with the police, he said that he was contacted by an Alex Wayne. I don't even know who's that. Never saw him, never spoke to him, whatever it is. And Kiteshore's news reporter, Gary Eliezer, both of whom are close associates. Well, I don't want to call other people's name because, you know, they're going to be legal matters flying all over the place, but of a businessman, another businessman with whom he has a dispute. He has a dispute. He said that he told Wayne and Eliezer that it was the businessman who told them to publish. This is what the alleged person, this person is alleging, that this businessman, this black businessman, told them to publish this article in order to have the article removed. The two were demanding $90 million. Stick a pin there. That's what the article says. Let's go on. So these two people are alleging $90 million. This article is alleged, the businessman, based on this statement leaked to the PPP by the police at CID, they're saying initially the businessman was demanding the reporters were demanding $90 million. Fantastic. As a result of this information, the police conducted a sting operation on the 23rd of September 2020 on the east coast of Demerara between 1440 hours and 1635 hours. The ranks give the businessman marked cash along with instructions. Alex Wayne and Gary Alexander Eliezer arrived at the location and went to the businessman who had engaged in a conversation. The two demanded $1 million in order to remove the post from GNN Facebook page. So they just said they demanded $90 million. Now it's $1 million. They also told the businessman, this is the police leaking this information to the PPP. These two people told the businessman that Rickford Burke is an admin. So even they have already established that whether or not this is true, and I'm going to deal with that, Rickford Burke is an admin. I don't know how they know this, of the site along with them. I don't know these people. Right? I know of certain things that I've seen written in the media with names, but never see these people. Don't know them. Right? But that's not the issue. So the police now and the PPP skillfully put in my name there. My name has absolutely nothing to do with whatever sting operation, whatever money the people are demanding, whatever has, I don't even know what they're talking about. But they just put in my name there, right? Rickford Burke is an admin of the site. Yes, cheese is made in Scotland. The two were intercepted by cops, and after they left with the cash, a search of the two, well, there's a mistake there, but they're saying a search of them found the cash. In addition, police ranks confiscated cell phone, laptops. Further searches were conducted at their homes. Now, stick up in there. I have no concern with the story, but like, you are conducting search of their homes? Anyway, that's not my business. They got attorneys to deal with that. Alex Wayne admitted during a video and audio recorded interview that he acted in concert with a businessman and Gary Eliezer to create and publish. Right now, listen to this. To create and publish. This is the story that the police put out, give to the PPP. That Alex Wayne admitted that he and somebody else created the story and they published it on GNN Facebook page because the businessman had ongoing issues with the other businessman. They published this. This is what the Attorney General put on his page. The Attorney General of Guyana, he didn't even quote anything. I'm reading directly from his Facebook page right now. I have my laptop here and I'm reading directly from the Attorney General's Facebook page. And the last, everybody go to his Facebook page after this and you see the last paragraph of what the Attorney General said. Says this: Alex Wayne admitted during a video and audio recorded interview that he acted in concert with X person and Gary Eliezer, who is also in custody, to create and publish the said post on GNN. Good. The police tonight now issued a statement. And this is what the police statement said. It is captioned, Alex Wayne, Gary Eliezer remain in police custody relative to a report of publication of defamatory libel. The police is investigating the publication of defamatory libel. Libel. The police is investigating libel. When libel is a crime under the civil statute of Guyana. So if somebody libels you, you feel you're liable, you go, everybody share the link, keep sharing this link, very interesting. These are the geniuses that are running Guyana and the Guyana police force. Libel is something that is handled in the civil court. You feel somebody defamed you, go to court and you sue them, right? But no, the police is investigating media workers. Well, now if you notice, this story now has moved from being some sort of money story, a $90 million, $1 million, to the police investigating defamatory libel. Now, this is what it says. And they are so transparent. Now, you know, everybody, we have been receiving information from police that they're targeting me. They have this file that they're building up against Rickford Burke. They're calling up everybody that I criticize and tell them come and file cybercrime charges against me. I live in a country where free speech is a constitutional right. But they're down in Guyana investigating me for speaking in America. Now, let's see how that works. So they want to apply Guyana's law to America. All right. Just a few days ago, a Guyanese young man was shot and killed. I wonder if the Guyana police force is investigating that murder of that Guyanese. He was shot and killed in America. Right? So we hope to see the file of the killer of this Guyanese man that was shot in Brooklyn. The Guyana police force will send that file to the DPP in Guyana for the shooter in America to be prosecuted in Guyana. Right? I guess that's what they're saying they have the power to do. But let me read what the statement says. On September 25th, on 25th September 2022, investigators conducted a video, which is today, a video and audio interview of Mr. Marlon Gary Eliezer. During the interview, Eliezer was told of an allegation and cautioned, where he responded. So he was cautioned. Yes, he was read his rights. That's what we know to be caution. Well, you know, you have a right to remain silent, whoever. And he responded that he was contacted by ex-businessman who told him that a businessman was evading taxes on imported vehicles. And he subsequently wrote the article and sent the same to the businessman. Eliezer said the businessman sent the article to Rickford Burke, where several paragraphs were added, and posted it on GNN Facebook page and website. Me? Well, first of all, even if that is true, so what? So what if somebody, I'm not even dealing with the personal thing about me. How does the Guyana police force get involved in somebody publishing an article alleging that somebody is evading taxes? That's a new story. So you're telling me now, if you're, let's assume that you're somebody is Tom X or company Y is evading taxes, and Starbuck News publishes that story, the Guyana police force is going to arrest everybody in Starbuck News? But let's go on. I want to read back what the statement says. The statement says that he subsequently wrote the article and sent it to the businessman, and the businessman sent it to Rickford Burke, who added, where several paragraphs were added and posted on the Guyana News Network. Let us go back to what the Attorney General said. The Attorney General says, Alex Wayne admitted during a video and audio recorded interview that he acted in concert with a businessman, and Eliezer to create and publish the said post on GNN. So the police on Saturday provided the PPP with information stating a man said he published the thing on GNN. And then today, the police put out a statement saying another man said he think another man sent it to Rickford Burke in New York. They're in Guyana. And this man who is clairvoyant, omnipresent, omniscient, saw Rickford Burke add several paragraphs and posted it on GNN Facebook page and website. These are the people running the Guyana police force. But aside from all of that stupidness, so what? So what if somebody posted something on a news item on a website that somebody feels embarrassed about? I understand that they're saying that this cybercrime law, which I know is unconstitutional, applies to Guyana, but all of a sudden, these people have extraterritorial reach. They have jurisdiction over what people do in America, because the Guyana police force itself, in this statement, is establishing, whether rightly or wrongly, whether they are correct or not, law is law. The Guyana police force has established in this statement that the post was allegedly made in New York, where the law allows you free speech, freedom of expression, and has a free press. So what is the Guyana police force investigating? The statement went on. Notably, Eliezer also said that he had access to the GNN website for over a year and was given the website password and username by Rickford Burke to manage the website. And he subsequently uploaded 5 stories and articles to the site. So he had this password from Rickford Burke. There might be another Rickford Burke in Guyana, I don't know. And he has a story he has the access to the website for over a year. And he published, which he manages, and he published 5 articles. And every day, GNN publishes some of my articles. I run with them sometimes when they don't publish all. And every day, I check GNN, I check the Starboard News, I check Kaitro News, I check all the other news entities. And like every other news entity, GNN publishes my information along with all these other entities. So what? So what? But the police is saying that this man manages this website or this Facebook page or whatever, and he only posts 5 stories, but he's the manager. But GNN carries stuff all the time. Anyway, additionally, Eliezer said that he also would have sent 5 articles targeting GEA, Anand Sanasi, Global Petroleum, etc., to a person. Like I said, I don't want to call people's name because this obviously going to have lawsuits and so on resulting from it. And that person sent it to Burke. So he sent it to somebody, and somebody sent it to me, and he's testifying to that. Who would then post it on GNN website and Facebook page? I don't even know how to post something on a website. Incredible. The Guyana police force is putting this out. This person is in Guyana. And the police force has put out a statement saying that he said that I here in New York post something. But even if I did, so what? If Tom Jones did, so what? If Jim Jones did, so what? Why do you go and ask Starboard News or Kaitro News? But you know what? Starboard News is controlled by Indians. Kaitro News is controlled by Indians. GNN, they can't control GNN. I guess. Because even me can't control GNN. They don't publish everything I send. So they can't control GNN. So it's a crime. The police must investigate it because they're publishing things against rich East Indian people who are in the PPP. So it's a crime. You publish stuff against East Indians in the PPP is a crime. Now let me say this. I'm aware that several Black members of Parliament file and others, Black and others, file cybercrime charges or complaints to the Guyana Police Force since the PPP came into power against several people. The Guyana Police Force has today not even taken one statement. The Guyana Police Force has not taken one statement, but they're running around acting like the personal police force of rich East Indians connected to the PPP. Let me read the statement. In particular, this is the Guyana Police Force claiming that a witness told them that the businessman in question said the article was to threaten the businessman because of $100 million that he had lost while the businessman have won. While they were in business, rather. So that's the statement. So a businessman owes somebody some money, and because the businessman probably got some connection with the police or probably paid off the police, they have this investigation going. But obviously, the target here, trust me, is not the target is Rickford Burke. They want to hang a crime, manufacture a crime, produce a crime, shape a crime so bad to frame Rickford Burke so that he could shut up, that this is the best they could come up with, where the Attorney General is saying one thing and the police force is saying something else. Now, I responded to that statement today with my own statement tonight. So let me read that statement. All right, here we go. This is my statement that I issue tonight. The Guyana Police Force continues to target me in violation of US law. Today, the Guyana Police Force issued a statement in which my name was mentioned in a series of false claims and speculation. The intent is to try to associate my name with a scandal to give the public the impression that I was involved in something unlawful. The statement issued by the Guyana Police Force made very specific allegations about me allegedly editing a news article and posting it on a website from New York. This speculation is fantastic, as I live in New York. The people being coerced by the Guyana Police Force to speculate and make these statements live in Guyana. They have never been in my presence. I have never seen them in my life. None of them has ever spoken to me about this article. And if they did, so what? But none of them have ever spoken to me about this article they're talking about. One of them I have never heard of in my life. One of these guys. I've never even heard his name before. I therefore wish the Guyana Police Force good luck in their audacious attempt to frame me, all the way in New York. just attempt to silence me on behalf of the PPP government and themselves. The police force has for several months been making inquiries about whether I have an association with the online news publication Guyana News Network, which exposes crime, corruption, and criminality in the government and the Guyana Police Force. And also, which has published my shows and my writings just like every other news entity does. I do not manage news websites. But the important question is, if I do, so what? So what if a news site publishes news items about officers of the Guyana Police Force or the government that they don't like or deem to be negative? What laws of Guyana or international laws give the Guyana Police Force jurisdiction to regulate the press? What is published in the press and what is accurate or inaccurate news? Why does the Guyana Police Force, specifically here, see the leadership of CID? Why do they feel it necessary to design and fabricate a crime and then seek to create a mastermind and accomplices? Why? I live in a free country, in a free society in the United States, where the Constitution guarantees me the inalienable right of free speech, freedom of association, and where freedom of the press is not only a foremost and fundamental constitutional right, it is a fundamental pillar of a democratic society, of the democratic society in which I live. The police yesterday leaked information on this issue to a fake PPP news page called Life in Guyana, which is allegedly managed by a government minister. The said information was also recklessly posted on the Attorney General, on Guyana's Attorney General's Facebook page. The Attorney General made one allegation about who posted this article, while the Guyana Police Force made another. Nevertheless, this demonstrates collusion, direct collusion, between the police and partisan politicians in the PPP to attack overseas Guyanese who criticize the government. Clearly, specific members of the Guyana Police Force are angry because I have persistently exposed their lies, corruption, and criminality. Sources in the Guyana Police Force have informed us, several, today and yesterday, that the leadership of the CID of the Guyana Police Force has compiled a file with my name, which they intend to send to the Director of Public Prosecutions for advice on charges. I challenge them to proceed with their charges. I challenge them. Proceed. Send your file to the DPP and let her recommend charges against Rickford Burke in New York. The PPP government is once again using the Guyana Police Force to target their personal and political opponents. And they're using cybercrime laws to suppress free speech and suppress freedom of the press in America. They are using Guyana's cybercrime laws to suppress freedom of speech in America. Unheard of. Guyana is on a dangerous path to becoming an apartheid state, an anti-racist, anti-black state, a dictatorship, and a police state. We will tomorrow be calling on our members of Congress and the Biden administration to sanction those in the Guyana Police Force, and we will call their names in our correspondence and provide information from the sources we received on them, and ask that the PPP regime and let me read that over. We will tomorrow be calling on our members of Congress and the Biden administration to sanction those in the Guyana Police Force and the PPP regime, and we will provide their names, who commit these acts of repression. The PPP government and their friends in the Guyana police force cannot beat me or win over on or win on their gutter politics and in the public relations arena. They can't beat me there because I could match them toe to toe. So now they're trying to smear me and criminalize me so as to diminish my influence in Guyana and America. That will not happen. That will not happen. They will not win that battle either. It is obvious that these actions are intended to intimidate, harass, and silence me from criticizing me and others in the diaspora who criticize the police and the government for their corruption, racism, and criminality. We have been exposing them and calling on the international community to intervene. We've called for investigations against Bar Jagdev, investigation against the crime chief, investigation against the head of the major crimes unit, investigation against the attorney general. And all of them are in collusion, obviously. And all of what they're doing constitutes transgressional repression, which is a serious federal crime in the United States. Consequently, tonight, we ask our attorneys here in New York to refer this matter to the United States Justice Department and the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York for investigation. That's the end of the statement that I issue tonight. Now, this is fantastic, and I'm not going to speak anymore about that. But it's fantastic. The Guyana police force, and I saw tonight a journalist ask them, what is this crime about writing an article if the article that was written was not posted? Because apparently there's some suggestion that an article was written but not posted. So there's another twist to the story. This so-called article that the Attorney General said that somebody posted, then the police force said, I posted from New York. Then another source, another journalist found out that the article they're claiming was never posted or something to that effect. And the person asked them if that's a crime. And the police said, no. The police spokesperson said, no, that's not the crime. No, they're being investigated for something about extortion. So if they're investigated for extortion, why is the Guyana police force putting out a statement calling my name? Why is the Guyana police force putting out a statement calling my name when this investigation is alleged to have been about extortion? Somebody going somewhere to collect some money in Guyana. I live in America. But another interesting part of this story is the allegation that the police is investigating, where this businessman said somebody published a story saying that he evades taxes that damages him. An attorney contacted me tonight from Guyana saying that he has a audio tape with the businessman admitting, man, we not pay taxes, man, all them vehicle coming here, we not pay the taxes. I will endeavor to get that recording. And on Tuesday night, or if the occasion happen, if there's occasion before, I'll get that video, that tape, and play it. Because the Guyana police force cannot investigate somebody under the Cybercrime Act for a fact. Now, I don't know whether the story was published or not. That information that I saw from the police kind of confused me. That question from the journalist and the response from the police seemed a little confusing because I'm not sure what it is they're investigating real. But what I know is that the Guyana police force cannot investigate the news media for carrying news. If a news item is inaccurate, then let the person who is the subject of the article write the news entity and say that story is inaccurate. Kindly correct it. This is the right story. So this is the bottom line, right? The Guyana Police Force so bad wants to silence me. The Attorney General so bad wants to get me. Remember, 2 months ago, he said he met with the FBI to talk about people in the diaspora criticizing the government and causing racial hostility and inciting terrorism. He's from the PPP. From 1964 right down, the PPP created terrorism in Guyana. The only mass terrorist organization in Guyana, based on history, based on occurrence, is the PPP. Burn out black people up and down the East Coast, murdered people. The PPP government on the Barrett Jack, they created death squads that committed over 1,400 extrajudicial killings. There's never been an investigation of that. Up to now, the Guyana Police Force cannot commence an investigation. Well, we know what they'll do if they did. But up to now, there's never been an investigation of Barrett Jack Dave's alleged $500 million US dollar bribery scheme. No. Anil Nanlal never told the FBI or asked the FBI for help to investigate the Henry murders, to investigate the Boston murder, to investigate the Quindon Bacchus murder, to investigate the Paper Shorts murder. He asked the FBI to investigate people in the diaspora criticizing the government. That's their priority. Shut these black people up. They're making crazy mischief for us. Shut them up. So we are going to procure the foremost law enforcement institution in the world and the primary federal law enforcement institution in America. We will procure them to become our modern death squad to go after our political opponents in America. In other words, they're trying to use the FBI to commit their transnational repression, their acts. They're procuring the FBI for the FBI to, on their behalf, commit acts of transnational repression. They think America is Guyana. And you know the fact of the matter is that lying to the FBI is a crime. And Anil Nanlal has lied to the FBI. He said people in the diaspora are inciting racism, racial hostility and terrorism. But he's only talking about the black people, you know. Because every day I see East Indian supporters of the PPP on Facebook calling people hungry belly. Well, not even East Indians alone. Rice eaters, hungry belly, dogs, people calling for David Granger to be shot, people calling for Rickford Burke to be murdered and killed and his head cut off, placed on a platter. I want to see Anil Nanlal send that to the FBI and ask, because that's a crime in America. That's a crime in America. People on Facebook and social media, black people, calling for people in Guyana to stand up and fight PPP racism is not a crime. Nowhere in the world. Condemning PPP corruption, racism, and apartheid governance, and the lies and corruption in the Guyana Police Force is not a crime anywhere in the world. Publishing stories of criminality, crime in the Guyana Police Force, corruption in the Guyana Police Force, racism in the Guyana Police, and in the government is not a crime. So the PPP government can try, and the police force can try all they want, every day, all day, to criminalize the publication of criticism of them. We're not scared by that. We're not intimidated by it. So my word to the people at GNN is keep publishing your stories. keep exposing corruption, I will do it on my page. I will do it on my page. Let them kill me if they want. I will keep doing it. I would expose corruption. I would expose criminality, whether it's by business people or the Guyana police force. I will do that. And GNN must keep doing it. I remember on the bar Jack there was a web page, and the PPP created this Live in Guyana page so as to confuse people. Because this other web page, I think the name was Living in Guyana, was exposing PPP corruption. They didn't even have cybercrime laws then. And you know what they did? They found out through some source who was publishing this website, raided the people's homes, arrested them for what I don't know, took away their computers, just like they did, raided Mark Benchcorp's radio station, raided Sharma's TV station, took away their transmitters. I mean, and you know, the world has never condemned these people because they control the press. And this is the government that the Trump administration fought to put back there. And they're going true to their names, characteristics of them, going after people in the press, going after people who criticize them. Well, let them come after me. Come after me. That's fine. Come after me because I could fight back. I could fight you back. I could fight you back every day. Even if I have to take a vacation and ask somebody else to do everything and manage all of my businesses and do whatever, just to take them on, that's what I will do. That's what I will do. So Anil Nanlal, roll the dice. Blanham, Caesar, roll the dice. McCoy, roll the dice. Rackham come in. Let us get it going. Let us get it going. Straight across the Atlantic Ocean. I'm not afraid of you guys. I am not afraid of racists. I'm not afraid of corrupt cops. I'm not afraid of criminals. I'm not afraid of business people who think that their money can buy over the police. And let me say this. Anyway, let me leave that for a different show. I'm gonna leave that for a different show. But I wanted tonight to deal with this issue. And I see thousands of you are watching. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for all. I got the message, GT girl. I got the message. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being faithful followers and supporters. And I want to encourage people in Guyana. More of you need to speak out. More of you need to speak up. More of you need to speak up. More of you need to speak out. Stand up and speak up. Stand up and represent yourself. I saw at I'm going to deal with that on Tuesday night. The Prime Minister of Guyana says there's no racism. They put he possessor. There's no reason there's no racism in Guyana. So we can deal with that. But people must speak out against these things. The Guyana police force could do this nonsense because everybody accepts the abuse. People accept the abuse. People accept the abuse. So thank you very much. Have a good night, everybody. Wherever you're watching from, continue to stay safe and continue to have a very good night. And I see you on Tuesday night for another edition of Conversation with Rick Burke. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in.